People always think early humans were apex predators from the start, but really, we spent millions of years being someone else's lunch. So here's 6 prehistoric predators that would have hunted you if you were born early enough. Starting with this guy. Number 1. Dinofelis, the human specialist. Dinofelis was basically a leopard-sized cat that lived alongside our earliest ancestors in Africa. And here's the creepy part. Scientists think it might have specialized in hunting us. In South African caves, researchers found ancient hominid skulls with 2 puncture wounds in the back. The spacing? Perfect match for Dinofelis fangs. These cats weren't chasing antelope. They were specifically targeting our great-great-great-grandparents. And they had a strategy. Dinofelis had shorter legs than modern cats, meaning it wasn't built for chasing prey across open ground. Instead, it was built for ambush hunting in forests and caves, the exact places early humans liked to sleep. So picture this. You're an Australopithecus just trying to find somewhere safe to rest. You crawl into a nice dark cave, and something in the back is already waiting. The call is coming from inside the house, except the house is a cave and the killer is a cat that evolved specifically to eat your face. We don't know exactly when Dinofelis went extinct, but some scientists think we might have had something to do with it. Once we got smart enough to use fire and weapons, suddenly the hunter became the hunted. Karma's crazy like that. Number 2. Crocodiles, the OG human killers. You know what's been killing humans longer than literally anything else? Crocodiles. And I mean literally. In 2010, scientists found the ancient hominid relative called Homo habilis with deep puncture marks on it. The bite pattern? Perfect match for a crocodile. This wasn't a one-time thing either. Multiple hominid fossils from Africa show crocodile damage. Our ancestors were basically walking into water like it was a vending machine, except they were the snack. And here's what makes it worse. Ancient crocodiles weren't like the ones today. Some were bigger. There was Crocodylus thorbjornarseni, an extinct species that grew up to 27 feet long. That's longer than a school bus. Your ancestor walks up to a riverbank to get a drink, looks around, sees nothing, takes one step into the water, and boom, jaws clamp down at 3,700 pounds per square inch. The skill issue meme? That was literally early humans at every river in Africa. But here's the thing. We eventually figured it out. We started carrying spears. We started hunting in groups. We learned to spot the ripples in the water. Crocodiles have been around for 200 million years and barely changed because they didn't need to, but they weren't expecting us to change either. Now we eat them. How the tables have turned. Number 3. Giant eagles. Death from above. In 1924, scientists found a 2-million-year-old child skull in South Africa. They called it the Tong child, one of the most famous fossils ever discovered. But here's the dark part. The skull had specific scratch marks around the eye sockets, the same marks you find on bones that eagles have picked clean. This 3-year-old child was killed and eaten by a giant eagle. The suspect? Probably something like the African crowned eagle, which today still hunts monkeys by diving down, grabbing them by the skull, and crushing their brain with its talons. Except back then, early humans were basically small monkeys to these birds. Imagine being a prehistoric parent. You look away for 1 second, you hear a sound, you look up, and your kid is just gone, carried away by something with an 8-foot wingspan. That's not a hypothetical. That's what the fossil record shows actually happened. And it wasn't just Africa. In New Zealand, the Haast's eagle was so massive it hunted moa, birds that weighed 500 pounds. When the first Maori arrived on the island, they became the new menu item. Some researchers even think Maori legends about man-eating birds called the te hokio were based on real encounters with this giant eagle. They only went extinct about 600 years ago. Your great-great-great-great-grandparents could have seen one. Sleep tight knowing that. Number 4. Cave hyenas, the home invaders. Here's the thing about prehistoric survival. Finding shelter was literally life or death. Cold nights, predators everywhere, you needed somewhere to hide. Problem is, so did everything else. Cave hyenas were 200-pound bone-crushing machines that fought early humans for the same caves we wanted to live in, and we have proof they won sometimes.
In one cave in Morocco, scientists found human bones chewed up and scattered the exact same way hyenas process their food today. And hyenas don't just kill you, they eat everything. Bones, skull, everything. Their stomach acid is so strong they poop out white because of all the calcium. So these weren't clean deaths. These were prehistoric horror movies. But the relationship was actually more complicated than just hyenas eat humans. There's evidence we both scavenged off each other's kills. Sometimes they stole from us. Sometimes they stole from them. It was basically a million-years-long beef between two species fighting for the same leftovers. The hyena versus human war lasted for over 1 million years across Africa, Europe, and Asia. Wherever we went, they were already there. They finally went extinct in Europe around 12,000 years ago. Coincidentally, right around when humans started getting really good at hunting. Coincidence? I think not. Number 5, Smilodon, the saber-toothed nightmare. You knew this one was coming. Smilodon wasn't the fastest cat, it wasn't the biggest, but those 11-inch fangs weren't for show. Scientists used to think those massive teeth were for slicing through thick mammoth hide. Makes sense, right? Except new research suggests something darker. Those fangs were actually kind of fragile. They'd break if they hit bone wrong. So Smilodon didn't use them to fight, it used them to execute. The hunting strategy? Pin down prey, wait until it stops struggling, then sink those fangs into the soft throat. One precise bite. Instant death. And guess who was soft and relatively easy to pin down? At the La Brea tar pits in Los Angeles, scientists found Smilodon bones right alongside ancient human tools. We lived in the same areas. We competed for the same prey. Some researchers even think Smilodon might have followed human groups, not to hunt us directly, but to steal our kills. We'd do all the hard work of taking down a horse or a bison, and then a 900-pound cat with knife teeth would walk up and say, "Thanks, that's mine now." What are you going to do? Argue? But here's the twist. Smilodon went extinct about 10,000 years ago, right when humans started spreading across the Americas. We beat them by fighting. We beat them by killing everything they ate. We hunted their prey into extinction, and they starved. That's cold even for an ice age. Number 6, other humans. The scariest predator. Okay, I saved the darkest one for last. The predator that killed more of your ancestors than anything else on this list was other humans. We weren't always the only human species on Earth. At one point, there were at least 9 different types of humans walking around simultaneously. Homo erectus, Homo heidelbergus, Neanderthals, Denisovans, Homo florensis, and more. Now, there's only one left. Us. What happened to everyone else? Some of them we absorbed. We know we bred with Neanderthals and Denisovans because their DNA is literally inside you right now. But others? There's evidence of violence. At one site in Spain, scientists found human bones with butchering marks identical to how we processed animals. Cut marks, scraping marks, bones cracked open from marrow. This wasn't burial, this was eating. We might have driven Homo erectus to extinction. We definitely outcompeted Neanderthals for resources. Some researchers think we literally hunted the smaller Homo florensis, nicknamed hobbits, to extinction. And it didn't stop there. Agricultural evidence suggests ancient human groups regularly went to war with each other. In some prehistoric graveyards, up to 25% of male skeletons show signs of violent death. 1 in 4 men dead by someone else's hand. The guy who made that skull-splitting meme didn't know how accurate he was being. So the next time you watch a zombie movie and think, wow, humans wouldn't really turn on each other like that. Yeah, we absolutely would. We've been doing it for 2 million years. The predator you should have feared the most didn't have claws or fangs. It looked exactly like you. Now, if you could go back in time and had to face one of these predators, which one would you choose? Dinophilus waiting in your cave, eagles snatching your kids, hyenas fighting you for shelter, Smilodon stealing your dinner, or another tribe of humans coming for your territory? Drop your answer in the comments because honestly, there's no good option here. And if this video made you glad you were born in modern times, hit subscribe because I've got more prehistoric nightmares coming your way. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.